everyone. So today I'm going to share with you what I have in my morning basket for morning time with the kids. And for those of you who don't know who I am a homeschool mom, but you can use my ideas if you are a daycare provider, if you're a teacher, kindergarten teacher, if you are an aunt, a grandmother, anyone who provides care and takes care of children. So for morning time, it's a very special time in my home. In fact, if we don't do anything else but morning time, but our circle time, I felt like we have done so much that day. And for morning time, I incorporate subjects that I don't have throughout the day. And these are probably the most important subjects dear to my heart, such as character training, poetry, memory work, literature, and stuff like that. I feel like these are subjects that, first off, you don't even get in regular school, and they're really dear to my heart. And I really feel like children, the reason that I'm homeschooling my children is to provide those special subjects, especially character training, instilling values and morals into my children so that they grow up to be good citizens, just good people. And I address issues that my kids have. In morning time, whatever behavior issues they have, I try to find stories and read those stories and talk about those issues in our circle time. So here's my circle time basket. A lot of you guys have asked, what is it that you have in there? And I wanted to go ahead and make this quick video today to share with you what I have. So I do incorporate a lot of memory work in the morning because I feel like your mind is fresh and there's things that I want my kids to memorize, and I'm a really big believer in flashcards. So I think flashcards are a great way to memorize and to get knowledge into your kids. So I have flashcards. So I have the presidents. I have birds, because right now we're doing a birds nature study until believe the summertime, the beginning of summer. We're doing a bird study, and so I'm gonna make a whole video on that because it's going so awesome and my kids are enjoying it so much. So here are some birds, and these are some common birds in my backyard, and we're doing that. We're also memorizing capitals. Also, we have every week we give the kids a famous painting to look at. So, and then what we do is we talk about that painting. Like look at this one, like the Starry Night, for example. We look at that painting, we give them a little history about the painting. We might even try to do an activity around that painting and have them maybe paint that themselves or do an activity around that, just to give them a little taste about, you know, artists and famous paintings around the world. And this is by Osborne, and I'm going to be linking everything here in my basket down below in the description box so that you guys know where to find everything. We also have composers. So every month my kids get a new composer, and they will get a little background about that composer. We will read a book about that composer. We will listen to the music of that composer. We will watch documentaries about that composer, anything about that composer for that whole month. We will listen to and learn about that composer. And that's actually displayed on our Circle Time board. And I'm going to link this below for you guys as well. Then, once we go over our memory work, and we also have a poem of the month for memory and a hymn of the month as well for memory. So for hymn, we use this book called Hymns for a Kid's Heart, and it comes with the CD, and then we play the CD, and I make copies of the words for my oldest to be able to read on her own and sing along the song with me. So that's that. And then we move on to other things. So what I like to do just to start off the day is just as an icebreaker, I like reading from this HighFive Magazine. My kids have been subscribed to these magazines since they were really young. We started off with the Ladybug, and then we moved on to the HighFive. And it's really fun It has like little stories and finds me things, poetry. It has a lot of things. And my kids love this because they get to find hidden pictures and lots of fun things in here. So it's kind of like an icebreaker just to in the morning. So I'll read like a page or two from there in the morning just to get our day started. Then I'll move on to our Duck Commander Devotions for Kids. And this is a Christian book, and it has a little Bible verse. And then what it has is, it has a story, a story that they can relate to as kids. Then it has a little prayer, and then it has the Commander in action, something that they do that day to learn this, whatever it is. Like this one's Listen Up, for example. And I thought this was a great little book. I really love it. I have gone through many devotions books, and this one has been my favorite thus far. It really has. Okay, so after that, we move on to our character studies. And for character studies, we like using numerous books, and I like rotating these out. So I'm going to share with you guys what I use. So we go over the virtue of the month, and we display here on our morning time circle board. And I have shared a little bit of that, I think, from a couple of years ago, but I'm going to be doing an updated one. I'm going to try to record it tomorrow, doing circle time for you guys. So I like doing one virtue a month. So I like using this book here, and this is called Program for Achieving Character Education by Monica Speechley. I love this book because it breaks each virtue down, and what it does, it gives you a quotation for each virtue, a definition. It gives you stories, so it tells you which stories to get from the Moral of Compass and from the Book of Virtues, which are my core books for character training. It tells you which stories, what page number to go to for that particular virtue. It has all types of things. It has recommended books, and it has it by grade level, starting at kindergarten. And it's great. It even has stories, books that you can get out from the library to go over that virtue. It has songs, it has poetry, it has discussion topics, it has questions. And it's an unbelievable book. I love it. It has even art to just tie into that particular virtue. I don't really go in depth like they want to do in the program. I do the read alouds from the Moral of Compass and from the Book of Virtues. And this was by William J. Bennett. And this is really not religious, so it's not something that's Christian or Catholic or anything. Anyone can read these books. These are just moral stories for children. And I highly recommend those two books for your kiddos if you're trying to instill these values in them. So I go over the virtue of the month. And then, and I'm also using this book, Healing Stories for Challenging Behavior by Susan Parrow. And it has stories, like whatever it is that your kids are dealing with, whether it's nightmares, whether it's disorganization, noisy and disruptive behavior, laziness, teasing, bullying, new baby in the house, dishonest or sneaky, bored, whining, disrespectful, uncaring. There's a list and there's a story. And what I like is that these stories are short, so they can be geared for any age level. And I love these stories because it can specifically address specific issues that my kids are dealing with, so that we can talk about it and learn tools on how to manage those troubles that we're going through. So that's a really important part of my home, our virtue study. We pick one virtue every month and we focus on that. We read stories about it. We display it on our board over here, and the kids really learn about that virtue. I also like reading from this Manners Made Easy for the Family book. And this one is basically basic manners. How to introduce yourself when you meet someone. How to speak to someone on the phone. How to write someone a thank you note. Just so many things. How to say excuse me. How to respond. Just lots of little things. Very traditional little book. So if you're not really traditional, but these are like timeless etiquette tips for every occasion, and we read one page from here every day. Okay, so once we've done that, we move on to our read alouds. And for read aloud, I like to have different things. So I like starting off with the ants go, like this one's the ants go marching by. This is a toddler book. So I like to incorporate my toddler in here. So I read always at least one toddler book in the morning. And this one's the ants go marching by today that I'm reading to my toddler. I also like reading one Spanish story because we are raising our kids to be bilingual. So I want to read at least one Spanish story. And these little stories I got from a book a lot on eBay, and I brought a lot of little Spanish stories that are short and very simple. I also like reading poetry. So I'm reading from the Waldorf book of poetry right now, and just one poem a day from here. There's just so many different poems here, and we've used so many different poetry books throughout the years, and we switch them out throughout the months. So right now we're just using this book, but we like switching things out. So we also like reading a nonfiction book here in our basket. Every month we have a nonfiction book that we're reading. This month we're reading Birds, Nests, and Eggs. Again, we are doing a nature study on birds, and so our nonfiction books are being focused on birds right now. So this is a beautiful book, and this one's by let's see, Mel Boring, and I love this book. It really has great illustrations about the birds, each different bird type, and the nest, the eggs, a little information about what the birds eat, and so on. Okay, and then I think that's it. And lastly, we do a family read aloud. And so right now we're reading this Eamon's Adventure, a family story for Easter. And this is such a wonderful, wonderful story to go. It takes you all the way up to Easter, and it's about this boy and this circumstance that he's going with through his family. And it's so interesting, and it's just so amazing how my kids are so into this book. They beg to please read one more chapter. They want to know what's going to happen. It's very intense and very interesting, and the kids are absolutely loving it. And I like that it has Bible at the end of each chapter. It has like a Bible scripture and like a lesson that you learn from that lesson of what this child is going through. He's going through a really tough time in his life, and it's absolutely amazing. So we're going to be done with it in Easter. We are all the way towards the end right now. We're like all the way back here already. So we're definitely going to be done. And then we pick another family read aloud. And that's our family read aloud that we pick out. We pick out a lot of different family read alouds throughout the year. And so that is my basket. There you've got it, guys. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I am going to link below all the information that I have here, all the products that I have here, so that you can easily find them for yourselves. And I'm going to be making a video of this morning circle time board that I use, so that you guys can see how we do circle time with our kids. It is such a wonderful time in the morning. We just have so much fun. We like playing music in the morning. I forgot to mention that. We have a little movement going on, so we like playing music. So I'll put in there some like nursery rhymes or songs that they love. And they like take out their scarves, they dance. It really wakes them up in the morning, and they really look forward to circle time. It's their favorite. When I say it's circle time, they're running to our little circle times area in the home, and they're there ready to start. They love it. They absolutely love it. And I have so much fun. We've built so many memories, so many beautiful memories in our circle time. I hope you guys have enjoyed a video on what is in my morning basket. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. And click on the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Until the next time, bye-bye.